I can't stop analyzing, did I say the right thing? Or am I being there for other people as well? Am I being a burden on other people when I come over? How can I help and not be a burden, just try to improve the situation for everyone. And it's just a part of letting go and enjoying it because this time's supposed to be amazing. And part of it is also having the post-holiday blues, is getting back into the routine and into work and
Exactly.
looking
And
forward to the next thing.
exactly. And it's cliche. I don't know, if it's cliche, but light does not exist without darkness. And,
Yeah.
the whole excitement around Christmas would not exist if the rest of the year was a bit boring and, or Hanukkah or Ramadan or whatever. It's
Or Chrismica.
or
Like people say,
Chrismica, or
like
Chrismica.
Chrismica.
Yeah, it's the thing in like Christian Jewish families. Um,
Yeah.
and I think and because there's such a huge pressure around the holidays. I mean, it's huge. Even for people who kind of don't take it as seriously as others, it is a huge pressure to do something. Like,
Yeah.
JT is not anti-Christmas, but he doesn't really enjoy the holidays. But there was still pressure on him, partly from me, because I enjoy Christmas, of just, getting gifts together and getting the decorations sorted out and all these things. And so that, yeah, it's a bit of a, calm down from that, and it's to be expected. And I think, yeah, it's just fine. It doesn't, it's not that big, it's letting you, also, especially if you've lived disappointments during the holidays,
Hmm.
because we were doubly disappointed in the fact that we weren't, because the situation with his mother has always been a bit tense. I think I spoke about it on a previous episode. And, she said she was going to make some efforts, which we thought she was doing. So we were happy to go down there for Christmas. So we were disappointed not to go. And then so we spent Christmas with my parents, which was lovely, but we, disappointed not to see his parents. And then they came up, which was, it was an energetic couple of days. And then we get this message, which is really insulting about, criticizing the way we parent, the way we live, where we live. And I was just like, oh, so disappointing. And it's just, I think the lesson that me personally is just, I should write it down like on the wall, like, don't put any pressure on Christmas because you're just going to end up being disappointed, even if you have low expectations. Like, people will disappoint you, which is a
Yeah.
horrible way to start the year.
Well, yeah, I guess when you put so much pressure on anything like that, it's bound to I don't know if disappoint you, but I feel like when you have too much expectations and it just or when you're trying to make something work so hard, or when you have to force something, or when you have to like overly plan, overly whatever, just then you're probably doing something wrong. The whole point of holidays, especially like in the Jewish tradition, is about coming together, being together with family, and celebrating life, quite literally. And so, as long as you have each other, isn't that all that matters? And
Yeah.
just being a part of something special. And I get the need to like kind of escape this and like not wanting to celebrate anything. Like sometimes I just like if I could avoid the month of September, which is like when like we have major holidays throughout the year, but like there's a bulk of um Jewish holidays that come out usually in September, sometimes it's September, October, depending on when the Hebrew year align where the Hebrew year aligns. But what was my point? My point being is if I could escape the whole year, like the whole holiday season every year, I would. Like a lot of times I like to escape to Europe or somewhere abroad where
Mm.
it's not felt in the air, like you're not breathing it in everywhere you go. I don't know how to explain it very well and why, but there's something about that feeling of the holidays where
Yeah.
everyone's so like oversensitive and everything's so intense where it's just like let me get away from like these holiday celebrations everywhere I am. Although on the flip side, I do love going to Europe during December time, like the Christmas time. I love going to the Christmas markets and feeling like the whole winter Christmassy vibe is something like just so much fun about it. And I think you just need
Yeah.
to focus on what you love about it. And just to tie it back to saying about like getting back to your routine and post holiday blues, if you're feeling so down about getting back to your routine, maybe it's also like a chance to change something in your routine that makes you excited to go back to it, or add something fun, something exciting, or also like do kind of a brainstorm with yourself of why you feel so blue about going back to your routine, because it's not
Yeah.
only just about like not wanting to let go of the holidays and good times or whatever.
Yeah, I mean, I have kind of a bit of a parallel to that where my big issue is being alone. It's always been, I'm not very good at being alone. It's not it's not the fact, it's not being single that's the problem, but it's just like being alone. I need to have a friend over or something. Like I need to have noise around me. All this to say, yesterday I went to a birthing class in a swimming pool where husbands and boyfriends, the fathers usually can come. And JT wasn't able to come yesterday because we had our daughter with us. And and I was surrounded by couples. I was just surrounded by couples. Like I was the only
Mm,
one without my partner. And I just kind of like looked around me and I sat with her and I was just like, okay, well, I'm having feelings about it. I'm not going to let myself cry or get overwhelmed. But I could feel myself try to compensate and just wanting to explain it, saying, oh, but he couldn't come because, we couldn't find anybody to look after her. And, and this, like, and I was just in my mind thinking, no, this is fine. Like, this is fine. You know why he's not here. He's got a very good reason why he's not here. Yeah, it's a bit sad. Well, sad is such a big word for it as well. But it doesn't matter. And I think, the parallel to that is just kind of just like, okay, well, this is a bit uncomfortable. This is a bit, I'm not enjoying this part of it, but I will take the most out of the lesson, which is what you're saying. So, like, during the holidays and post holidays, you want to take the most of it, of just like, the lights, the music, the magic around it, and the atmosphere, and just, the
mhm.
pressure belongs to other people, and all of this belongs to other people. And I think that's, you know, being able to look at all of this is a great way of growing. I'm just going to let you talk. I'm going to cut off my microphone. I'm going to migrate because the sun is turning.
Yeah. I think, what you say is when you're surrounded by couples, no matter how confident you are with yourself, and it doesn't matter if you're single or in a relationship and your partner's just not there, there's just something about being in that kind of situation alone where anyone would feel uncomfortable. And we have a tendency to judge ourselves over that of like, I don't feel comfortable alone in a huge crowd of people, a huge crowd of couples. It's not really a a measure of anything, I don't think. So I think anyone would feel uncomfortable. And it's to do with every situation, especially
Yeah,
during the holidays. It's like it's fine to not feel comfortable going.
100% of the time.
Yeah, exactly. And it's just like people say, if you want to feel comfortable with yourself, you should be able to go out to a fancy restaurant with yourself and go, that's not it, that's really not it. There's nothing comfortable about going out to a fancy restaurant with yourself. But and every person has like a different measure of
Yeah,
things. And especially during the holiday season, again, you want to be able to put yourself in situations where you feel comfortable, and that's fine. And you don't always have to take yourself out of the comfort zone. And taking yourself out of the comfort zone isn't necessarily always good, especially with things like putting yourself in situations that trigger you and whatever. Anyway, I'm not sure how relevant this is. I feel like I'm digressing a bit, but
well, I don't know. I think it's very relevant of just the key to what you're saying is it's okay to feel uncomfortable. You don't have to
Hmm.
fix it.
Yeah.
You don't have to
Yeah.
push yourself. Like sometimes it's good, we encourage well, a lot of the time we encourage people to kind of push their comfort zone a little bit, especially with being single or going on dates. But you
Yeah.
don't have to do it all the time. And like, it's up to you to judge how uncomfortable you are and just giving yourself grace. And I think the whole holiday season, like it's, there's a big, 6 weeks of just like pre and post holiday of all of
Hmm.
this, and it's a lot. It's a lot.
Yeah.
It's not, I think the only thing that can compare to that is being single and kind of forcing yourself to stay single to not get back into a bad relationship.
Yeah.
It's a big chunk of the year to just kind of like work through this time where you're not on the same wavelength as other people. And I think it's fine. It's, and then it doesn't even have to it doesn't even have to be an opportunity for growth. It's just, it's there, and letting it be there is the best thing that you
Hmm.
can do sometimes.
Yeah. Not every single situation in life has to be a situation where you're the bigger person, or where
Yeah.
you're learning something, or when you're fixing something, or when you're growing from it's not every situation has to be like that. And I'm all for getting out of your comfort zone and being uncomfortable, but not every single,
Yeah.
especially during the holiday seasons when this is just your time to have fun and let go and be a bit selfish and do things you love and do things that make you feel good. And I think it also does impact sort of the post holiday blues, because when you're having such a good time, then yeah, you're going to be sad to leave it, but you're also going to be in such a high and a rush from it that you're not like, it kind of makes sense in my head. I don't know if it actually makes sense of like when you're just letting go of everything else, then maybe that also helps you either cope with the holiday blues or just not have holiday blues. Because I feel like a lot of times you get holiday blues when you feel like something was missing, or when you're like, oh, it ended too quickly. I didn't have a chance to do this, or it wasn't perfect because of that. And it's just, so
Yeah.
just let go, just have fun. Just, this is not the time to seek discomfort. So,
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. These big periods are not the time. And so if you don't feel like you've done anything big, it doesn't
yeah.
matter.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Hello.
Got a Frenchman in the
There was
house.
a hand. There was a hand in the
There
frame.
was a hand. There was a hand. So anyway, I think that's a good way to kind of wrap up the post-holiday
Yeah.
episode.
Yes.
Um, yeah, tell us, how you live the holidays,
Yeah. How
any
you
New
cope with
Year's
the holiday blues
resolutions,
or post
things like
holiday blues.
that.
Yeah.
And yeah, and don't forget to like, follow, and subscribe.
Yeah. See you next time.
Bye, everyone.
Bye bye.